welcome to my first video for Destruction Warlocks patch 7.2. This is going to be a pretty simplistic video for people who may be new to Destruction Warlocks for the current patch, or may want to prepare their Warlock for patch 7.2.5 and maybe haven't played for a while. So I'll just be going over the key stats of Warlocks and the mythic and single target rotation and talents that go along with Destruction Warlocks for patch 7.2. Okay, for stats, stat priority for Destruction Warlock. So it goes as follows: haste is our #1 stat, and then crit and mastery are pretty close, followed by versatility. So I would recommend to get the add-on pawn, which lets you customize stat weights. So it will show you what items you have in your bags are good or an upgrade. So the stat weights are as follows if you're using this add-on. Haste would be 1.2, crit and mastery are both 1, versatility you want to set at 0.9, and in intellect you also want to set at 1. Okay. Just kind of going over my gear. I'm not the best geared Destruction Warlock out there, but I kind of wanted this guide to be for the average Warlock, like I mentioned at the beginning, for somebody who's coming back to the class from a break, or looking forward to the changes that will be coming in 7.2.5, which I will be also doing a video on for you to have a look at and compare with the current live situation with Destruction Warlocks. So just a foreword, I have no set pieces, no tier set pieces, so I'm not experiencing or benefiting from the 2 and 4 set buffs. However, I do have a pretty decent legendary trinket and I have the crafted legendary shoulders, which allows me to get a reasonable amount of haste gems. Alright, so we'll start with single target talents, primarily for raiding. I would suggest this for raiding only and not mythics. So I'll go over the talents and then I'll go over the rotation, and then afterwards I'll explain why I've taken these talents. So level 15 backdraft, level 30 reverse entropy, 45 demonic circle, level 60 demon soul harvest, level 75 demon skin, level 90 grimoire of service, and level 100 soul conduit. So the rotation, I'll just go through and explain what goes first. Like I said, this is just kind of a basic rotation. I'm sure there's a lot more skilled people out there that can go into more depth, but this is just kind of the core information about what we need to cast when. So for the boss fight, you're going to start off with your potion, and then you want to soul harvest, immolate, grimoire of service imp, get 1 dimensional rift out, get 1 conflag out, chaos bolt, and then do the rest of your dimensional rifts and then the rest of your conflags, and then keep tunneling out those chaos bolts and maintaining immolate. As for your big demon pets, if Time Warp was popped on the pull, you want to use Infernal. If it was not popped, you want to use Doomguard and then save your Infernal for when Time Warp will be popped. So you want to make sure you know when Time Warp will be used so that you can use your Infernal at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to go over that rotation and show you that rotation now, and then talk about it a bit more afterwards.
The fear no beat-up keeps going on, and the melody of my escape, vibration of my soul, it sends me to the peak. Without no regret, you got no love. Without no love, you got no regret. Without no regret, you got no love. A melody where I belong in this life.
Okay, so there we have it. I got a really nice burst of about 1.3 million, and then it kind of plateaued to about 800k. So now I'm going to talk about why I took these talents. So Backdraft reduces the cast time of your next 2 incinerates or chaos bolts by 30%. As I mentioned, haste being our primary stat, obviously having quicker cast times is going to be very beneficial. I chose reverse entropy for the next talent over empowered life tap because reverse entropy reduces the cooldown of your chaos bolt by half a second, and it restores 35% of your maximum mana. In my opinion, it's a lot better in the longer boss fights for this than life tap, particularly because for myself I forget to use life tap sometimes, so it's as if I'm not even taking that buff. Some people may disagree with me, but I prefer having quicker chaos bolt cast times. Soul Harvest is the no-brainer here because it's a core single target buff. Grimoire of Service, because once again it's a good single target buff having that other imp out, particularly with the talent that we have from our artifact, which increases damage dealt by items Firebolt by 18%. And then Soul Conduit at the moment, this will change in 7.2.5, which I will go over in my next video. But for longer boss fights in raids, Soul Conduit, in my opinion, is the better. It's boring, but it's the better talent because you're able to cast out more Chaos Bolts, and you don't need Channel Demon Fire because it's good, but it's better for AoE. So that being said, I'm now going to go on to the Mythic Talents and explain why I've taken these. So I've kept Backdraft, however I've gone for Empowered Life Tap instead of Reverse Entropy, and I've gone for Grimoire of, well, I actually go for Grimoire of Service, not Sacrifice, and Channel Demon Fire. So the two differences here, Life Tap, because it increases your damage by 10%, and like I said with raids, the Chaos Bolt is good because you're casting Chaos Bolts constantly on that single target, or if you're cleaving, you're always casting Chaos Bolt. However, in Mythic Pluses, though you got a lot more AoE and a lot more adds, I prefer the 10% damage increase because I'm not casting Chaos Bolt much, unless I'm on the boss. So yes, Chaos Bolt's good for single target, but for Mythic Plus, you really want that extra 10% damage for your AoE spells. Now I've kept Soul Harvest because I like to have extra output on boss fights, and I find that I do a reasonable amount of AoE damage with Channel Demon Fire. And I've kept Grimoire Service for that same reason, because of Channel Demon Fire. Also, my trinkets play into effect because I have the legendary AoE trinket, and I got really lucky with this Relaxing Ruby, which is a proc AoE. So right now I'm going to show you the AoE, pretty much general rotation that I do for Mythic Plus on multiple adds of more than 2. If there are 2 adds, I'll probably just cleave with Havoc and Chaos Bolt, because I have this Cry Havoc talent, which most people will have by now, which does an AoE on my Chaos Bolt when it hits a Havoc target. But I will just show you the rotation for more than 2 targets. So I will immolate my primary target, and then I will pop my Kill Jaden's Burning Wish, spend my Soul Shards on Rain of Fire, and then just Channel Demon Fire, and then that's pretty much it. Keep the Rain of Fire coming out, keep using my Conflag charges, and then keep channeling Demon Fire. If I feel that the ants will last long, like longer than usual, I'll try and immolate more than 1 target. So here is the rotation for my more than 2 targets in Mythic Plus. Start off with immolating my primary target, I'll Conflag to get those charges rolling, and then I'll channel Demon Fire, making sure that I have Life Tap up, and keep spending my shards on my Rain of Fire, and then just use Incinerate as a filler. If I feel that my targets will stay up long enough for enough ticks of immolate to make it worth it, I'll immolate more than 1 target. And then just keep using Channel Demon Fire on cooldown, and keep spending your shards on Rain of Fire. Okay guys, that's all I have for today. Appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a like and a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, feel free to dislike, but please comment on what I can improve on. And if you really liked it, please subscribe, because I'll be coming up with more videos focusing on Destruction Warlock. I'll be coming up with some PvP videos for this patch, some Mythic runs, and also, as I mentioned, some 7.2.5 changes and how it will affect the PvE rotation and our standpoint in PvP as well. So, hope to see you again soon.